Godfathers are trying to catch this Paquito in the Gila, but he's going too fast. He's just outrunning these drones.
Yeah, we're not seeing any of the newts or NOS applied from the Balgorn and Armageddon yet. Looks like they may have. There you go. They just got them onto King Rudel in the Gila, and he's going to be out of cap very quickly. It looks like they applied both of the ships worth of NOS and newts onto him. But they keep losing ships. They've lost an Eos, an Ishkar, and an Incursa so far. And another Ishkar is following right behind.
Yeah, looks like a Gila is now taking damage, and these bursts aren't able to keep him up. They're doing an okay job, actually. I take that back. He's breaking very, very slowly for a Gila. Like you would expect it to be dead already, but he's tanking.
Yeah, especially considering that we're not seeing any hardeners on him because of the newts. He is staying up a long time. He is going to go down, but these extra seconds that the burst bought him means that they're actually able to eat into this Proteus quite a bit in this time. This is some very good early kills for the Shadow Cartel. They've managed to take down an Eos and 3 frigs and get a Proteus to half armor before they lost their first ship.
That's a great trade for Shadow Cartel. I mean, it's really easy to just snooze on these bursts, but they're pretty significant.
For Shadow Cartel, of course, they need to know that the long game is not in their favor. With the Balgorn and Armageddon on the field, over time, they're just going to be running out of cap on the Gilas, on the Vexor Navy issues, on the Eos. And the faster they can take down these ships, the better. They want a short, quick match.
Yeah, absolutely. Though, at the same time, the Balgorn and Geddon, when you see this 2 battleship core, generally they do better when there's like a core that they can attack, or if there's a Logi or a linchpin, they can newt out web and inflict their version of pain on with these newts. But instead, there's a whole bunch of Gilas and cruiser hulls. Like, what are you going to do? You can't grab them all. You can't newt them all.
Yep, so the Proteus is now down, and C. Luigi's Aneros, the logistics ship for the Godfathers, is now surrounded by a swarm of Gila drones, and he's dropping into low armor and will be dead. There he goes off the field. Again, a really, really commanding start for Shadow Cartel. It definitely looks like they're going to be taking this match.
Yeah, they've got this in the bag now. They got that early Eos dead. They got the trades went their way. Looks like they're going to lose a Navy Vexor as well as to go along with the 1 Gila they lost, but too little too late. This Flaggeddon's going to die.
Yeah, that's going to be the second flagship we've seen killed today. Flaggeddon's not surviving very well on day 2 of this Alliance tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a pretty interesting move to ban the Geddon and then take Balgorn and a Geddon. It's a neat little mind game, but Shadow Cartel just said, okay, that's a cool mind game. I'm just going to take what I wanted anyways. I don't care.
And with all that damage, they've been able to just burst through everything. And there you go. That's the Armageddon down. That's a flagship, probably very expensive. We're going to get to see the fit, I'm sure, linked around on Twitter and Reddit and all that very soon. And the Balgorn is next. This is Shadow Cartel.
Floppy.
They're not even losing that Vexor Navy. He's surviving in like 10%
4% structure.
It's
4%
amazing.
structure. These bursts are just saving him. Look at him go.
Those are some great hero bursts. So this is the second time we've seen the frigate logistics used in this tournament so far. The first time was Hun Reloaded, who brought what I think was a pretty good setup, but weren't able to beat Sleeper Social Club with it. This is the first victory of them, and I definitely think we're going to be seeing more of it. They're very clever little ships to use because they only cost you 4 points, and we saw some teams use them really well.
In terms of, they're like incredibly point efficient in terms of reps. They're the most efficient that you can get.
And with that is the end of the match. An extremely fast kill for Shadow Cartel. They've become known for bringing very aggressive setups, and this is no different. We're going to send you back to some ads and then come back for what I'm sure is one of the really anticipated matches of this weekend, Afterlife versus Pandemic Legion.
Because of winning with broadswords and then winning with Dominic's. This was a very interesting match. I'm going to come back and look at this later. Oh no, he's so cool, but not very good.
Hello and welcome everyone. This is CCP Fozzie, joined by Elise Randolph, a very nervous Elise Randolph, and we are here to show you Afterlife versus Pandemic Legion. This is definitely one of the most anticipated matches of the day, definitely the most bet-on match of the day, and PL has brought in a Rattlesnake team, kind of similar to what you saw from them last year. Double Rattlesnake, Nighthawk, Basilisk, and then a bunch of Salt Frigs and Faction Frigs, Hawks, Harpies, Worms, and a Korax. And then Afterlife has brought in Tinker. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, Elise?
Yeah, the Afterlife took a six-man team, undermanned, but it's a Tinker, very similar to what Footwork did earlier in the day. They've got 3 Ishtars as their core, a Loki as the logistics ship, and a Marauder Golem to try and project some damage across the field. It's sort of like a 2-part Tinker, if you want to say. Mm-hmm. So the Golem can go in Bastion and tank a lot of damage, and the Loki can rep all the Ishtars up in the Vulture. So and it's a pretty strong setup, actually.
Match has begun. There's bouncers dropped by the Ishtars for Afterlife, and they're going straight for Lucas Kwan's Basilisk. We're seeing a target painter on it. The bouncers are on him. He's dropping into low shields. It looks like he's got an ASB, but I have a feeling he's going to be dropping this. Probably not going to be enough. Yep, there he goes into structure, and that's going to be first blood for... I may have said it too soon. There we go. First blood for Afterlife. They have taken down the Basilisk of Lucas Kwan. That is the logistics for PL. That's the kill they needed to make early.
Absolutely. I don't know what he was doing. He was coming in with the rest of the team instead of running away. I guess he was trying to kite these bouncers a little bit. But you can see PL is now running into the center of the arena, or where all of the guys are at. And they're just trying to break this Loki, push him, harass him a little bit, see what happens.
Yep. So like other Tinker setups we've seen, they have a Tech 3 strategic cruiser as the logistics ship. So it's fitting remote reps and also a very big local tank and getting capacitor fed to it by the other ships on the team. And PL has decided they just want to try to break right through that Loki. So far unsuccessfully. We do see a smart bomb going off from the Golem of Jonathan Kane in Afterlife, and he's going to try to knock down any drones, especially from these worms that are doing extra damage to the Loki.
Yep, the Ishtars abandoned their bouncers, it looks like, threw out geckos and threw them all over on some of this PL frigate wing. Destoya managed to kite them out about 60 kilometers, but he eventually fell. PL is pretty much losing a lot of ground really fast here. They're going to have to break this Loki and hope that maybe something breaks.
This is an excellent start for Afterlife. Afterlife, of course, are coming into this as the gigantic underdogs because PL is the defending champions and one of the big tournament dynasties. But Afterlife coming to an amazing, amazing start at the beginning here. If they can keep knocking down these worms, that's a very good choice on their part. Without the logistics, they go down fast, and there are a lot of DPS off the field. They need to reduce the DPS to reduce the pressure on that Loki.
Yeah, so this Afterlife team is Darkness and Despair from last year. Just same guys, different name. They did a pretty decent showing last year as another frigate from PL dies.
This is absolutely huge. We may be watching Pandemic Legion about to get knocked into the losers bracket on day 1 of the 12th Alliance tournament. That would be huge.
Absolutely.
And it's not coming from a gigantic mistake from PL. This is a solid team that seems to be being flown quite well. But Afterlife have brought a really, really good Tinker that does a great job of killing what it needs to kill, the enemy logistics, and then knocking DPS off the field.
Yep, as we say that, Loki's dying.
Oh, I spoke too soon. That Loki is now off the field. That means that PL now has the ability to take down these Ishtars quickly. They've lost a lot of their small ships, though, so it's up to basically these Rattlesnakes and Nighthawk to burst through the rest of the team. That Golem is probably going to have that Golem is probably going to have Bastion mode as a second line of defense. So the Ishtars and the Vulture are going to be pretty vulnerable, but the Golem is going to be a tough nut to crack. If Afterlife can knock down enough points off of PL while they still have ships alive, I think that's why they're going after the Rattlesnakes now, then that Golem could potentially stay alive and win the match on points.
Yeah, it's theoretically possible, very improbable. PL against the Tinker, probably the riskiest setup you can feel against PL is a Tinker. PL invented the Tinker, Black Horizon. It's his little love child. They finally managed to break it. That Loki broke, and now these Ishtars are going down, so it's going to be just a Golem and a Vulture against 2 Rattlesnakes, which are both taking damage.
There goes the Ishtars.
And some Hawks that no one really cares about.
I don't know why Afterlife is splitting damage across these 2 Rattlesnakes. It seems like a really bad choice here. They don't have any kind of damps that would be preventing them from locking both of them. Both the Rattlesnakes are on top of them. This seems like it's just a mistake in choosing targets by the Afterlife guys. They have damage split, and if they'd had all that damage concentrated, then we could have had Sala Cameron's Rattlesnake potentially dead by now.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like he's going down now, so he actually might lose. This might not be over just yet. This golem could potentially battle ball and kind of own for a little while. Let's see what Salah Cameron's up to. This vulture's going down. So it'll be, it looks like one rattlesnake, a nighthawk, and some frigates versus a golem. Might be tricky, but I think rattlesnakes would then win on points because they've got the rattlesnake and nighthawk.
So the golem, if he can take down this first rattlesnake to reduce the damage, then he'd have to probably, I don't know, probably take down the frigs and the nighthawk, because then one golem beats one rattlesnake on points. But it'll be a tough road to go, as his last teammate, Mystic Rebels Vulture, goes off the field, and that's the captain for Afterlife and the ganglinks that were helping keep his tank up.
I think we Gucci now, boys. We Gucci. This Lordena Cameron's Salah is just kind of motoring around, running away from this golem. This golem is now sort of
getting away from a cruise missile golem, though. Not easy at all.
Yeah, I don't know why he's doing that, but whatever. It doesn't matter at this point. He's going to live.
The golem is dropping really fast now. I'm actually amazed at how quickly he's dropping through his shields. I don't know if he just didn't turn on his booster. His tank doesn't look nearly as strong as it could be. Potentially, this could be a situation similar to what we saw from the guys of Affirmative, who brought a bunch of target painters in the mids of one of their Marauders, expecting no one to primary it. Because this golem is going down much faster than I would have expected.
Yeah, Lordena looks like he reloaded it at ASP, so he's good. Golem down, heart still in my throat. That was really, really close. It may not have looked close, but if that Loki didn't die, the instant it died, this PL team would have been in the losers bracket.
I have to wonder if maybe he burned out a booster or a hardener or something like that, because he went from tanking to not tanking instantly, and that's the kind of mistake. It's one of those things that it's like you mentioned before, the drama of a Tinker team is often under the surface. It's hard to see all the decisions that are having to be made by these Tinker teams, all the management of heat and cap that the Logi pilot has to worry about, and that was just the situation where the Loki-ish smell there did put up a very noble defense for a long time, but one little thing slipped.
Yeah, wow, that was insane. That was absolutely insane. I am probably not doing a great job being commentator for this match because I'm definitely not impartial, but that was just ridiculous. Tinker versus PL, very risky move, very bold move.
And they almost pulled it off. That was
almost
incredibly
worked,
close to being successful. Afterlife showing some real chops. This is a team that I wouldn't want to come up against in the losers bracket, considering that they came within a hair's breadth of beating PL.
Yeah, that was. Whew.
And with that,
they are definitely not a team to sleep on.
Mm-hmm. With that, we're going to send you back to some player ads in GTCam, and then we'll be back very soon for the Methodical Alliance versus End of Life.